Hello and welcome to my channel. My inspiration for this cake was that old-fashioned red, white, and blue bunting that they used to display on the 4th of July. So let's pipe it! This is a 3-layer 5-inch vanilla cake frosted with vanilla buttercream. I have stacked my 3 layers here and I'm working on the crumb coat. I typically use a relatively thin layer of buttercream for my crumb coat, but when I'm working with lighter colors like white, yellow, or light pink, I'll do a little thicker layer to cover the crumbs and the cake layers a bit more. Once I've covered the cake with buttercream, I use my scraper to smooth out the sides, filling in any air bubbles or spots if necessary, and then I level the top with my small angled offset spatula. I'll make the outer layer a tad thicker than I usually would as well since I'm working with such light colors. Again, covering the entire surface of the cake with my offset spatula. And once it's completely covered again, I'll take my scraper and smooth the sides. This may take several passes, and I like to warm up my scraper under hot running water in between passes. I level the top by pulling in the buttercream just from the edge into the middle, making sure I'm not pushing down on top of the cake. After it's set in the fridge again, I use a circle cutter to mark where I'll pipe my ruffles so everything stays even and at the same length. I've colored my buttercream red, white, and blue to match the holiday, and I'll be using 103 petal tips with the wide end against the cake and the narrow end outward. Follow the lines the cutter left, wiggling the tip up and down as you pipe. I'll repeat this with the white, the blue, the white again, and then the red again as per the pattern in the bunting, with each new ruffle layer sitting right on top of the last one. I really enjoy piping ruffles. There are actually quite a few applications for them. Think about princess doll cake dresses and borders around the bottom of the cake, and of course for the vintage Lambeth piping style that we're seeing more and more of, similar to this cake. I added white star sprinkles to the blue layer of ruffles, similar to the bunting that was the inspiration for this cake. Next, I added a spiral border with a 1M tip to the top of the cake. Begin by squeezing a bit of buttercream out to anchor it to the cake, and then pipe circles or spirals in a continuous motion, one on top of the other. I added a shell border to the bottom of the cake with a 6B tip. It's a medium open star tip. When I pipe shells, I squeeze out a bit of buttercream with medium pressure. I count to 3 and then I decrease the pressure as I pull the shell back down and release. I then decided to add a small shell border on top of the large shell border using the blue buttercream with a small open star tip. I wanted to give the cake a little more height and interest, so after my top 1M border had set and crusted and chilled in the fridge, I added another spiral border on top of it using that same small open star tip. I added a few blue drop stars at the top with that same small open star piping tip to make sure the blue color was also represented in the top. And when that wasn't quite enough, I added one more small open star tip shell border with the red buttercream on the bottom. Let me know what you think of this piping style in the comments, as well as any questions you might have. Thank you so much for watching this one. I really enjoyed creating it, and make sure to subscribe.